You know, I got a rare chance here on the Zipline to have one of the best experts probably in the country on the state of selling. You know, McClanahan is a widely renowned author and business coach. And CJ, I want to just take a second to ask you, where do you think the state of selling is today? I mean, you know, is it harder? Is it easier? Is it more complicated? Is it tactically the same as it used to be like 50, 100 years ago? What is the state of selling today?
Let's give you a bunch of different answers, but I'll boil it down into fundamentally the tactics are the same. I mean, you got to find a problem, you got to solve a problem, and your solution has got to be worth whatever you're charging. Ta-da! It's not really that different. However, what has changed and what has made it significantly more complex is this information, ability for buyers to get information. And there's a jillion statistics out there, and they're all somewhat true, which say that by the time a buyer engages with you, they already know a ton about what it is they're going to buy, and they know a ton about your products and services. And the reason they want to do all that as buyers is because they love to commoditize us down and buy just on price. So from that standpoint, selling has changed, and if you go at it the same old way, you're going to really be frustrated.
Right. Yeah, and I think one of the best books, I think you'll agree with me, is Dan Pink's new book, To Sell is Human, right? I mean, the whole idea that we as salespeople used to hoard the information and that people used to come to us to get the information is really gone. I mean, that, you know, with what Google's done to change the way we buy, they think they know what we know. A lot of times they want to compare their expertise to us. And, you know, this challenger sales model is really, in our mind, is the new way of selling. It's really not selling at all. And it's challenging a worldview, helping them move into that new worldview, and then giving them the tools to do so. That is much more of a consultative sale. That's much more of a craftsman type environment. I mean, would you agree that, like, we're almost going back in time, you know, where people are trying to find the one organization that fits their DNA because they like the way it is. If you do get commoditized, you're just going to be about price. But if you can get it down to a craftsman or a boutique type of environment, you can get your premiums and you get your fit. You find the clients that you want. That's what you've done to grow your practice, isn't it?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it comes down to two things, and you already know this, but, you know, it comes down to do I trust a vendor? Do I trust a provider in some way, shape, or form? And do I then believe that they add value? And if I trust someone and I recognize and I believe that they're going to add value, then game over. I'm going to get the sale every single time. And I don't want to say price doesn't ever matter, but price rarely matters if those two things are met. If those two things are gone, it always boils down to price. It may not boil down to price today, but 60 days from now, when a competitor comes in with a cheaper price, I guess what's going to happen? They're going to move.
Yep. Yeah, and that's where the loyalty thing comes into thing. People don't understand that, you know, customers have options today, and you've got to build and design your value to be different enough to be consumed in a way that is creating that unique value. And I think that's so accurately put. What do you guys do when you're trying to help companies design unique value? What do you think is the thing that the experience that they can go through, that you take them through as a coach to get them to understand what are they really buying? What's different than what you think you're selling them to what they're really buying? What is that experience? How do you help them get an understanding of the total experience rather than just the commodity that they think that they're selling?
Right. So you do what you did 100 years ago. You start off with the financial value proposition and features and benefits. Okay, what's the problem? What's the value proposition? What are the features and benefits? It slices, it dices, it mixes, whatever it is. And then you recognize that today, because everyone can get information so quickly, in fact, if I wanted to go buy a lawnmower today, I'd just go to some website that compares 5 lawnmowers, and I'd look at the features and benefits, pick the one that I like, boom, I'm gone. Well, and this again goes to typically higher dollar, longer sales cycle sales, but it comes down to emotions, and it comes down to telling stories. And so, there's some goofy statistic I read in a book yesterday that says that a fact wrapped with a story is 22 times more likely to really impact someone. And you want to get people to feel something when you're selling to them. If it's just logic, good God, if I want to logic something, I just Google it. But I want to feel something, and if I feel something, chances are high that I'll buy.
Well, to your point, like, there's a lot of different websites you could compare and buy lawnmowers on, but how many lawnmower companies would you wear their logo, right? I mean, John Deere has a great retail selling opportunity because people love and have so much connotation and emotion that they've built around that brand that they can sell their apparel. I mean, they make lawnmowers and they can sell their apparel. I mean, but to your point, when you can build a story around that, you're changing the entire value proposition. And I think so many people don't take the time to do that. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone wants it to be easy. No one wants to do the hard work, especially in an instant gratification society. Everyone wants to read the book, and the book says do 3 hard things, and they're like, I don't like this book. I want an easier book that tells me how to get quicker, better, faster, easier. Like for example, me, I'm fairly cut, physically, and people want to have my body physique right away. But this did not just happen. This is a lot of gym time.
It didn't happen overnight.
Absolutely not.
Oh.